What's up, everybody? This is Daniel Mad Dog Manetti, and you are watching the vlog slash update number 2 for the fitness photo shoot challenge I am embarking on this month. Now, last video I kind of went over more of what my diet and exercise regimen was going to be, and a little update because it was filmed a few days into the challenge, and now for this part of the video, I'm going to give you an update since then. So first I'm going to talk about my body physically and mentally outside of diet and exercise. Physically, I am tired, but not like tired in the terms of being tired the entire day. I actually feel like I have a lot more energy to go about my day and do things, but I'm tired in the sense of I don't really feel like working out when it comes to it, just because I know my body is going through a lot right now, and it is taking a lot of energy to go through these workouts and then come out of the end of them and being even more tired than I was. So that's in terms of tiredness what I'm feeling, but because of the increase of workouts, my body is actually recovering more, and what I mean by that is I am doing more things. I'm going on my walks after I eat, and I'm also doing yoga a few times a week, which is really good for, stretching and loosening out the muscles that I've worked during the week and all the exercise that I'm doing, but also too when it comes to going to bed. I actually am sleeping for more hours at a time, and a very restful sleep at that. So I'm very grateful for this process, for that aspect. And now mentally, I can say honestly, it's not really a mental challenge, or there's not any real mental block. I like that I have a goal in mind that I can focus on and know that I'm working towards something, and I just function better when I have a goal set in mind to accomplish. Now, let's first start with exercising. I'm actually surprised by the improvements that have been happening inside the gym, specifically in the area of strength. So, the reason I say that is because I was very hesitant to see how the increased conditioning was going to play out when it came to my strength training and overall increasing my lifts, or my PRs or lift numbers, whatever term you would like to use. But I've actually increased my strength, and one reason I think that my strength has increased is because now, since I'm doing both strength work but also conditioning work, I can hit every part of the muscle fibers, so that way they have overall they're worked more, every part of the muscle is hit, and which will produce a better outcome. One area specifically that has increased in strength I've definitely noticed is my legs, but also to my shoulders. I think for shoulders it little has to do more with practicing more correct form. That's one big aspect of CrossFit that they do, but I still like to say that my lifts or my numbers have increased because of my strength, but whatever. For, like I said earlier, for going through the workouts, I do feel tired before I work out, and I don't really want to work out because it's just a lot, but I feel better towards the end of it, and I am really surprised when I definitely get a PR or increase my lifting numbers because of all the hard work I put in. Now, in the morning when I wake up, what I'm doing is not only am I looking to see, how the physique is sitting based on, what I've eaten and what I've done in terms of exercise and diet, but I'm also practicing ab contracting, or, in the morning I'm contracting my abs, I'm doing those vacuum exercises you see individuals do, and I might even post a video right at the spot of me doing it. And the reason I'm doing that is just because, one is I want to practice contracting my abs for the photo shoot coming up, but also two, I just want to make that area a little tighter for when the time comes. So now, for diet. Overall, the diet is actually very enjoyable. It's a very manageable diet to do, like you just increase your protein, have more fiber, eat more veggies and fruits, and it's easy to maintain. The one thing I have noticed though is the days that I eat a lot of fiber are the days that I retain a lot more water, and that's because the more fiber you eat, the more water you will retain, because fiber retains that water for you. And towards the end of the night, I am just super bloated, and it might even last to the next day. I see it in my physique because I've retained all that excess water. For me, my body likes to have an increase, or for me, my body holds on to water really well, which for a photo shoot, that could be the opposite of the goal, because you want to look as lean as possible for your photo shoot, or for individuals, say if they're competing for their competition coming. Now, with everything being said, what are the next steps from here? So for the photo shoot, I plan to doing it a few days before Christmas. I want to have that Christmas time to actually enjoy foods, all the food that's being prepared, and enjoy time with family and friends. So with that timeline being set, from the day of this video, it's probably a week and a half out, which isn't a lot of time, but I'm determined to get to that point. So what I'll be doing is, tomorrow I'm actually going to do a little trial and error run of a water fast. So what that means is, for tomorrow, I'm going to be not drinking any water, and I'm also going to be eating dry carbs. And the reason behind this is for two things, or two different goals. The water you don't drink, your body will not retain it. And the less water you have in your body, the less water that's in your skin. So your skin will become thin, really show the muscle, your muscles, and the muscle fibers you have. Now, part two of the reason for that is the dry carbs. So what you do when you have carbs in your body is you increase your glycogen stores. So say for example, if you have a carb-heavy meal before you work out, when you have that pump, the reason is for the glycogen stores in your body because of the carbs you ate. So I'm going to be having dry carbs along with this water fast. So the next morning when I go and see how my physique is after this day of water fasting, I can get like a little pump on with either low weights or resistance bands, and see the product of what the day previously has done. So I'm going to be recording that and attaching it to this video for you guys. Also too, in the next week, I'm actually going to be picking out outfits, or a outfit to wear for the photo shoot coming up. I'm going to coordinate with the photographer. Hopefully we can work out a schedule to actually accomplish this photo shoot. And then I'm also going to be practicing more posing. So on top of doing the ab contractions in the morning, I'm going to practice different poses that I want to do during the photo shoot and actually take pictures on. And then overall, just keeping track again of, my exercises, what I'm doing, and the foods that I'm eating. So I'm determined to accomplish this goal in the time frame that I have left. So that is it for the update. Enjoy the next part of this video about the water fast, and I will see you guys next time. Good morning. This is the water fasting day, which again I'll reiterate, I am not going to be drinking any water or limiting my amount of water intake for today. Before I started, what I did is I put a bottle of water, filled it up in the fridge, just in case I feel like I'm too dehydrated. And then I also bought a Powerade to have tomorrow to replenish my body of all the stuff that I will be missing out on today. So right now it's about 11 o'clock, as you can see on the TV behind us actually, and I'm about to eat breakfast. So what I did when I first woke up is I made a pot of coffee, but I didn't have too much coffee, just because coffee does dehydrate you, and I don't want to get too dehydrated too quick. And now I'm eating breakfast. So this morning for breakfast, it's a little different than what I normally eat. So as you can see here, what I have here is I have 1 cup of egg whites with 1 egg, some cheese, spinach, onion and garlic, and then I have For dry carbs, I have a English muffin, a cinnamon raisin English muffin, and then I have a few pieces of bacon. So the only thing that's really water soluble or food source that does have water incorporated into it is, you know, the vegetables that are in my eggs, so like the spinach, the onion, and the garlic, but it's so mediocre, so minuscule compared to, like, you know, regular intake of a bottle or how many bottles of water you drink a day. So this is my breakfast. Like I said, it's around 11 o'clock. No water, nothing to drink with this. We'll see how it goes. Initially I can say that it might be a struggle because I feel like I want to drink water real bad. But I just have to push through this. I'll also post it probably right here. I took some pictures this morning. That way, between this morning and tomorrow morning, I can compare the two physiques from each other and have an ultimately determine which was better, either with water, or day with water, or day without water. So stay tuned for next up will probably be lunch. Alright, we are at lunchtime. The only reason why I did this is it's not really that much of a lunch. I wouldn't say there isn't a lot of food in my house, but I'm trying to limit to things that will not have that much of a water content, but also to dry out my system. And so what I have for right now is this. So it is 3 rice cakes, and the stuff on top is a mixture of Greek yogurt, some protein powder, some BB2 powder, and some granola. The increased carbs will just help me, you know, keep on store glycogen in my muscles. So tomorrow when I take some after pictures from today, I will be able to see what kind of pump I have on from the aftermath of today. And I can tell you now, halfway through the day, it is like kind of tough. I feel somewhat tired, but I can't go to sleep, fall asleep, or take a nap or whatever. I'm doing this on a day that's normally lazy for me, so that way I'm not up and moving around and expending too much energy, so I don't need water. But there's this thought in the back of my mind that I do want to drink some water, and I definitely feel the effects only halfway through the day. So let's see what happens, how I feel come dinner time, and hopefully this will all work out and I can be better prepared for when the photo shoot comes up within the next week and a half. Alright, so this is the last video today for the water fast. I didn't take an exact, or I didn't record this with my dinner in front of me, but I'll place a video of what I ate here. So the reason being behind what I ate is for 2 things. 1, I was already low on calories for the day, and 2, it was kind of just playing around with, you know, how that food is going to react with my body come the time that I wake up. Again, like I've said, this is a big trial and error day, so when I do go into the photo shoot, I will be have more of a concrete plan, and I will act accordingly and make my plans revolve around how today goes. Overall, I do feel better than when I did earlier. Between lunch and dinner, what I actually did is I did a little bit of yoga. I also did a little bit of an ab circuit. Did some work, not major work. It wasn't like anything too strenuous, because again, I didn't want to drink any fluids or any water. Then it did come to dinner. I had just a little bit of soda, and you're probably thinking, that defeats against the purpose, which, again, it may or may not, because this is trial and error. I just wanted something to taste good and kind of just flush everything down, but it was only just a few sips. I have not touched my water that I put in the fridge, and also to the bottle of Gatorade that I have in there as well. I thought by the end of today I would have something like a headache from being dehydrated. I've gotten headaches in the past from not having enough water for my intake for the day, but luckily that hasn't happened yet. You know, we're just kind of monitoring throughout the day, how my dehydration levels are looking. And like I said, if anything comes too serious, I do have all that stuff in the fridge. And another precaution I did take, which I don't think I mentioned earlier before, was I'm doing this on a day that my husband is home. And the reason for that is if worse does come to worse and I need to go somewhere to like a medical facility of any kind, he's going to be able to bring me. So that was another step in the precaution side of things for today, for this water fasting day. But other than that, I haven't really looked at me physically, like, in the mirror. I will say what I ate, I'm not as full, and I think the reason is I haven't had, like, any fiber throughout the entirety of this day. Maybe just a few grams of fiber here and there from the sources of food I was eating, but it was nothing compared to what I have been eating, whereas some days I eat anywhere from, like, 50 grams of fiber to, like, 60, 70, even 80 grams of fiber, and fiber makes you full. And today, I would say I had only about 10. So nothing has been filling me up in terms of food. I am not that hungry, but I also am not full either. And that's just from all the dry carbs and that lack of fiber. Proteins, okay, could be better. But again, a lot of the fiber foods I do eat has protein in the source as well. So my protein source is lacking just a little bit. I might go here and eat a bag of Quest chips just to like cap off the night, just to get more protein in and not have anything too much fiber in it. And it's dry. It's not gonna retain. It's not filled with fiber. It's dry. It's not gonna have any effect on the increasing water retention level in my body. I will say the only physical thing that I do see is my hands look a little less, like my veins are popping out just a little bit more, and that might just be from the water I still have left. My fingers aren't bloated. I don't feel bloated, and I know by the time I go to bed and wake up, it will be a full 24 hours. I'll take some pictures. I will, post before and after, and I'll talk about the pros and cons and how I'm going to implement this going into the photo shoot. But as for today, the rest of the day, what's going to plan out is I'm going to read. I'm going to read a little bit here in a few minutes. Probably play some video games just to kind of let the time go by and not really think about not drinking water. Because even though I'm doing okay, I still want a sip of water. As funny as that sounds, like going from 6, blender bottle fill bottles of water to 5 or 6 of those to nothing is kind of weird and strange, and I just keep on, like every time I move my lips or something, I smack them, I'm like, I want some water. But we're almost there. The hardest part is just, staying awake and living or going throughout your day with water being available, but you can't drink it. And at nighttime, being asleep. So, yeah. Like I said, in the morning I'm going to wake up, I'm going to take some pictures. I'm also going to get a little pump on. I have some weights in the bedroom and stuff like that. So I'll get moving a little bit, get a pump, do before and after, talk about the pros, talk about the cons, and overall what I'm going to either do differently or keep the same going into the photo shoot coming up next week. So with that being said, today is over, and the next video and the last one for the water fasting day will be coming tomorrow. So enjoy. We are at the day after of the water fast. Some of the key notes and observations that I have noticed one day prior of the water fast. So first I'll talk about the overall look and my physique one day after, and then what I'm going to do moving forward when it comes to the photo shoot. So overall, first physically I felt leaner. I didn't really feel bloated. I looked leaner, especially in areas such as my arms, my back, and my legs. For me, like I've said before, water retention can be an issue for me. So around in my ab area, you can see still some water retention, but in terms of leanness, from the side profile, I look leaner than days prior. So that's definitely a plus. Outside of what I physically look like, physically as in terms of myself, I felt great. There was I didn't have any major headaches or anything really that could lead to a possible medical situation, which is definitely a bonus, especially for this being my first trial run at this water fast. So with everything being said, what did I say that I'm going to do to improve for the photo shoot? Well, like I said, I noticed that I was still retaining somewhat of water, and one thing I'm going to implement leading up to the photo shoot is 2 days prior, or which would be the day before the water fast, I'm going to start decreasing the amount of fiber I will be intaking in my body. The day before this water fast, I had upwards of 70 grams of fiber, which is a lot. That was half of the amount of carbs that I ate, and my body retained a lot of water from that. So 2 days prior to the photo shoot, I'll start to decrease my fiber then, and then the day of the water fast, I'll try to eliminate it as much as possible. And with that being said, the less fiber I eat, the more dry carbs I will increase as well. In terms of actual water consumption, I'm just going to do what I was doing, drink water, and then the one day when the fast comes, not drink it at all. That wasn't that much of an issue. And then I'm just going to be more cognizant and more aware of what waters I do, or not what waters, but what food I put into my body during the day when I'm not trying to drink water. I didn't really think that was such a big issue. Like, for example, when I ate breakfast, I had spinach. But I'm just going to be more aware of those such types of foods to put in my body. Every little bit helps when it comes to decreasing the water in your system, and then also to just be more cognizant of my salt intake. Last night I had, kind of what would be considered a cheat meal for me, and had more salt, which could have also affected the way I looked this morning. So along with, the food with water in them, be cognizant of that. I'm going to be cognizant of my salt intake. I'll show you pictures of the before after right now. And that's it. So overall, I say it was a success. I'm ready to put in another week and a half worth of work, which, will just benefit in the long run, and come time the photo shoot. So things I'm going to be doing, I have a few things up my sleeve to help get ready for this photo shoot, and I can't wait to show you guys. Alright, bye.